Hi everyone, it's Jackie from the Marengo-Union Library here for our Fun Friday. Now our Fun Friday activity today is going to be working with money. And we're going to do different science experiments using money. I've got some pennies here, and I've got some nickels, and so we're going to work with that. Now, how much money is a penny worth? It's worth what, 1 cent, right? And how about a nickel? Is a nickel the same as 5 pennies? It is, isn't it? But sometimes we have money sitting in our pockets for a long time and the money kind of gets dirty, doesn't it? Yes. I mean, it doesn't get dirty with dirt on there. It actually just kind of discolors, doesn't it? So we're going to see what happens if we soak our money in some vinegar, okay? So I've taken a paper towel and I've soaked it in vinegar. And then I put 2 nickels and 2 pennies in there. All right, so we've got this container here with the pad or the paper towel soaked in vinegar. And then here I've got a bowl of vinegar with a nickel and the pennies underneath a layer of the vinegar. So we're going to check back and see what happens between the 2 different projects. Which one is going to cause the money to turn green? Is it going to be the bowl of vinegar? Or is it going to be having the coin sitting on top of a pad that's soaked in vinegar? So we'll come back and check on that, okay? It's been 2 hours since we put the coins on that vinegar-soaked paper towel. And if you can see, they still look about the same, don't they? Let's check the other bowl here of the coins, the 2 nickels and the pennies that are submerged in the vinegar. Can you see that? All right, and I don't see any change there either. Now what we're expecting is, or what I'm expecting, is that the coins are going to turn kind of green. And we'll check that again tomorrow, and we'll see whether or not the coins in fact did turn green, and we'll see which one turned green. Was it the one with the coins on the paper towel soaked vinegar? Or was it the coins that were in the bowl of vinegar? I'll give you a clue. The difference between one's going to turn green and one isn't. And the difference is going to be the oxygen in the air, okay? These coins here, even though they're sitting on top of a pad of vinegar, there's still oxygen that can interact with the coins. With this, with the coins submerged, there isn't as much oxygen coming in contact with those coins. So, all right, stay tuned. We'll check again tomorrow and I'll let you know. All right, thank you. Hi, we're back again. We're going to look and see what's happened now with our money that we've left on top of that paper towel that was soaked in vinegar. All right, I don't know if you can see that or not, but the nickel has turned green, hasn't it? Yes. And even the penny has. See, it's turned blue. Now let's look at the ones inside that were soaking inside the bowl of vinegar, okay? Okay, there's no difference there, is there? Nope. That nickel here that was submerged in the vinegar still looks the same way as it did before. And let's see here. The nickel that was just soaking on top of the pad of vinegar. Let me get that out for you. Okay, those have turned green, haven't they? So what's the difference between the two? Both were exposed to vinegar, except the one here also was exposed to oxygen, right? To the air. These coins here, since they were submerged, they didn't have the same exposure, did they? So let me explain to you what happened with that. A chemical reaction occurred between the copper metal of the solid penny with acidic acid of the vinegar. You can tell a chemical reaction occurred due to the color change, as we saw, right? There was a color change. The reaction is called oxidation because the oxygen it needs to occur, it needs oxygen to occur. This exposed to oxygen, these were not, right? Still both exposed to vinegar, but this one also is exposed to the air. And as you can see, It turned green, didn't it? The other project I have for you is called Walking on Water. So how we're going to do that is I've got a paper towel here, okay, and I've got some brand new, at least they look brand new, some brand new pennies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 pennies and I'm going to put them heads up. All right, have you ever done that where you throw a coin up in the air, a heads up, you win, you know, tails, I win? Okay, so we're starting with heads up, and I'm going to take my, what do you call this, pipette, and I'm going to take some water. In here is some water, and I'm going to see how many drops of water I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, let me see if you can see that. I can't move the penny, but I can move my camera here. All right, so I'm going to move the camera here, and as you can see, let me move this out of the way. I have put 11 drops of water on this penny, and again, it's heads up. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my penny and I'm going to dip it in soap. All right. There we go. Okay. I dip it in some soap, and then I'm going to put that back on my paper towel, and now I'm going to try that water experiment again. I'm going to see how many drops of water I can get to balance on the heads up of this penny. All right, you ready? Can you count with me? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, starting to roll off, isn't it? Let's try that again. I've got another penny here. I've got another penny here. And again, I'm going to dip it in soap. This time I'm going to maybe dip it in this other soap here, which is like maybe like called a cheaper soap, maybe generic soap. All right, let's try that again. And let's see if we can get the water to balance on the penny. 1, 2, nope. So what's happening then? When the penny is dipped in soap, it coats the penny, doesn't it? So that it makes a film of soap on there. So the water just rolls right off. But the water on the penny that didn't have any soap on there is still sitting there. Now let's try that with, it makes a difference whether or not we have heads up or tails up. So I'm going to take another penny, and this time I'm going to put it tails up. So heads down, tails up. And I'm going to take some water. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. For some reason, the heads up, when I do the coin heads up, when I can see Abraham Lincoln's outline of his face, that seems to hold some more water. Okay. But when I do the back of the coin, that doesn't seem to hold up as much water. I wonder why. So let's try dipping this penny into the soap. Okay, so this is coated in soap. All right, and now we're going to try the water trick again. And we're going to see whether or not the back of the penny can hold any water at all with the soap on there. 1. Okay, it holds 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it started rolling off. And let me explain to you a little bit why the chemistry behind that, okay? Chemists refer to water as sticky. Now, I don't think of water as being sticky, do you? But actually it is, because water molecules attract each other. So if you think about it with something sticky, like sticky and glue or something like that, it attracts, doesn't it? So that's the same thing with water, actually. The stickiness is caused because the hydrogen atoms of water molecules carry a little bit of positive charge, while the oxygen atom of the water molecule carries a little bit of a negative charge. So just like a magnet, opposite charges attract each other. The positive ends of water molecule are attracted to the negative change of the next door water molecule, causing them to slightly stick to each other. Chemists call this attraction surface tension. So do you know why the difference was between the soap on the penny and the water on the penny? Well, it's because of surface tension, okay? On the penny that didn't have any soap on there, there wasn't much tension, was there, on there? So the water just could build up, right? Not too high, right? But it could form almost like a little dome of water. But if I dip my penny in soap, then what happened? There was more surface tension because the soap was kind of like almost like pushing the water away, wasn't it? Just like a raincoat would do if you're outside, right? The water just kind of runs off. So they use different things like in paint and things like that to change the surface tension. And that's why you can paint a wall and it just goes nice and flat down the wall because of surface tension. They add something to the paint so that the wall and the paint form a nice surface tension. Now we're going to do something called laundering money. Now, if you think about what laundry means what? It means to wash, right? Like maybe we wash our clothes, get all the dirt out. Okay, I've got some really dirty pennies here. Look at these pennies. They are so, you can't even tell. Look at the shiny penny here, right? Look how shiny that penny is. And now compare it to this penny here. They're both a penny, but they look different, don't they? This one here is bright and shiny, and this one looks kind of dirty, doesn't it? So we're going to do an experiment now and see if we can get these grungy looking, dirty looking pennies and see if we can get them to look shiny again. So we're going to squirt some ketchup in a bowl, which I did that already, okay? And then we're going to place the dirty pennies in the ketchup. Okay, so I've got, maybe I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies in the ketchup, okay? And then we're going to wait 5 minutes and we're going to take the pennies out and we're going to see what those pennies look like, okay? So you can't see them right now because I have them swimming in the ketchup. All right, so we're going to wait 5 minutes and we're going to check back again. So I'm going to dip my penny that had ketchup on it and I'm going to put it in some water to rinse it off. Well, look at that. That penny is almost clean. Not quite as shiny as this penny, but it's getting there, isn't it? Yes. So let's try another penny in here and see let's see how that looks. I'm going to rinse this other penny off. It was really, really dirty looking. All right. Maybe wipe it. I can wipe it off and show you. All right. Well, it looks like it's getting a little shinier, isn't it? Yes. Now let's try some lemon juice on a penny. What if we put a really dirty penny? Let's see, this one looks pretty dirty, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to drop it in vinegar. I'm sorry, I'm going to drop it in lemon juice and see what it looks like, okay? All right, and also maybe let's drop a penny in soap and see what happens to that. Do you think that soap is going to clean that penny? We're going to have to see. So we're going to wait about 5 minutes and we're going to check on it again and see what happens, okay? Okay, let's see where we're at with this, okay? So we've dipped our pennies in the ketchup. And it's been soaking for a little longer now. Ooh, you ready? Let's see what this looks like. It looks like a red penny, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going to rinse this off here. Oh, Look at that. It looks not quite as shiny as brand new, but look at that. It is big difference between these two, isn't it? See? Now let's see what's happened with the ones that we put in lemon juice, all right? Let's see. Okay. That one's also cleaner, isn't it? Less oxidized. Okay. How about the one we put in soap? Let me put this one in front of ketchup. All right, let's see if we put it in soap, if that does anything. Because remember we did experiment before with soap and our pennies, and all it did was make surface tension so that the water rolled off. But see, that penny, it's not any different, is it? No. So the soap didn't work, did it? Oops, my hands are getting kind of soapy here. All right. So let's try the vinegar. Let's see what happened with the one that was in the vinegar. Let me put some vinegar in this one here. Now we're still waiting for our other experiments. All right, let's see. Okay. Looks like that one got pretty clean too, didn't it? Yes. Not as well as the ketchup one did, but I think maybe because the ketchup one might have been soaking a little bit longer in the ketchup. So we realized soap really isn't a good way. Lemon juice worked pretty well too, didn't it? And vinegar, right? So if we wanted to clean the coins in our house, what would be the best things to use for that? Probably ketchup, or lemon juice, or vinegar, right? So the reason why our pennies get so dirty, they start off real shiny, like that, right? But then we have them in our pockets. And then after a while, the copper in the pennies reacts with the oxygen in the air, and it forms, let's see, a new compound, copper oxide, forms on the shiny surface of the copper penny. And it makes the penny look kind of dirty. Ketchup from tomatoes is acidic, just like vinegar is too, right? Now, if we just mash up some tomatoes, we might get the same results, because tomatoes in themselves, they're very acidic. Do you ever notice that if you add a lot of tomatoes, after a while maybe your tongue feels kind of like sore almost, right? It's because there's a lot of acid in tomatoes. Tomatoes are yummy though, aren't they? And they're full of vitamins too. But anyway, so the two acids react with the copper oxides, dissolving the dingy copper oxide layer and revealing an almost brand new looking layer of clean copper. We see this as a shiny copper penny coming out of the ketchup, see? Remember we had that penny soaking in the ketchup? And we had it soaking for about 8 minutes or so. And it came out really clean, didn't it? And the soap didn't make any difference. The lemon juice worked fairly well. And the vinegar did. Now sometimes there might be some vinegar maybe in ketchup. Let's look at the ingredients here. It says tomato concentrate from red ripe tomatoes. And this ketchup also has some vinegar too. So that could make the difference too. All right, that concludes our Fun Friday for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.